And welcome to the webinar for Benefits of Joining the Network and CASE. I'm Constance Crawford. I am the Director of Strategic Partnerships for the Foundation for California Community Colleges. Thank you for joining us. We can't wait to take you along today on a great and deep dive on all the different benefits you receive when you join the network and in return also join CASE. I'm joined today by my partner in crime over at CASE, Mark Westenberg. He's the Director for Center for Community College Advancement, and we'll hear from him a little bit later when we get into the details of all that CASE has to offer. Just to get us started, a little overview of the benefits and a little bit of the history of how the Network for California Community College Foundations and CASE came together to form this partnership to deliver these benefits to California Community College Foundations. Back in the 80s, the network was formed by some foundation directors realizing that there could be more professional development opportunities for fundraisers and advancement professionals in California supporting our colleges. They matched up with the Foundation for California Community Colleges, formed a 501c3, and began to deliver programming and benefits. They were actually putting on their own conference at that time. And fast forward to about 2012, they identified that CASE was a partner in this portion of the system, putting on conferences and doing a wonderful job with education. We approached CASE and said, hey, how about if we partner, you help deliver this benefit that you do so well, we can do what we do so well, and our members will just get double the benefits. So there you have it. That's the history of how these three groups came together. And that was formed based on that initial conference, but as Mark will tell you in a little bit, it grew into so much more than just a one time a year annual conference. The CASE benefits are many. Next slide. We'll talk a little bit about network membership and how it works. When you join the network, you get dual membership in the network and CASE. So that means you'll actually have a login for our website on the network website, and you'll also have a login at CASE. They are two separate websites because they are two separate resources, and CASE's national and international resources are so much more in depth. You'll want to keep track of that. Included with benefits is access to the statewide email listserv. Right now there are about 180 peers in California, foundation directors, advancement professionals, trading information and asking questions on this listserv. The most recent question was regarding Title V, and does your district reimburse? And where are you on that, and how does that work for your college? It's wonderful to see those conversations happen and those resources get exchanged, and then in some cases we even see connections being made between colleges and foundations across the state saying, you know, yours looks a little bit like mine, I want to learn a little bit more from you, and those two foundation directors can connect. We do hear from our members that this is one of the most valuable tools that they use most often, this quick way to reach out and reach somebody that could be even next door to you. In addition to that listserv, we hold regional professional development roundtables. And this would just be a small gathering. They're a little bit informal. It's a nice way to get to know your other foundation directors. The most recent one was held in May in Napa. This is about 12 directors who traveled in for the day for a preset agenda that included things like California Promise programs, or how did your foundation handle Title V, for example. In some cases, we also get to hear from a vendor who has a specific product that people have been asking about and wanted a chance to ask questions amongst their peers of this vendor, or how they structure their contracts, for example. And really, it's just great networking. It's so wonderful to get to meet the people that you see via email, or you see them presenting at a conference but don't get a chance to talk to. So great coming together at those roundtables. There's an upcoming one in September in LA. They usually try to do about 3 or 4 a year. In addition to that listserv and those roundtables, don't forget you're going to get discounted registration at the CASE conference. This is the CASE Conference for Community College Advancement in October each year, in California each year. We're so lucky that that happens. You'll see that most conference attendees pay about twice what a network member would pay to attend that conference. Very, very valuable, very, very valuable, and that can actually be applied to any member of your institution. So if you can't attend one year, your staff can receive that discount, your college staff can receive that discount. The idea is to spread these benefits to as many people and make sure that we're providing educational opportunities to as many people as possible, so your network membership goes further. Other networking and educational opportunities come up throughout the year, and we usually get the word out about those via that listserv. You really don't want to miss out on that conversation. Okay, next slide. Great. And in addition, we have our own online document exchange or resource center. That's at ncccfweb.org. That's where you'll log in to create your network profile. And that's an online document portal where people can share best practices, white papers, links to specific case resources that apply to California, or what we see are real legal samples of bylaws or board development strategies. Really interesting, in-depth and broad information there. And sometimes what we see is somebody will share a few examples via the listserv, and then the network will make sure that that information gets stored there in that document exchange so it's not just lost in email forever. So great documentation there, that document exchange. If you haven't checked that out and you've been a member for a while, definitely dig in. The other day found even a sample college MOU between a college and a foundation, and it adhered to the new college manual, the college auxiliary suggestions, and it was really helpful for a couple people. So take a look. All right, next slide is actually an example of that website, and on the cover there was our past president, Robert Schwartz. Up above his head, you'll see that link to resources, and that's where you would see that document exchange after you had clicked that login button. So with that, I want to hand things over to my partner at CASE, Mark Westenberg. Mark, thanks so much for joining me today.
And thank you, Constance. It's great to be here today. Again, just to remind you, this is Mark Westenberg. I'm the Director for CASE's Center for Community College Advancement, and we came into this partnership. Again, we had identified a need among community colleges around the country for some specialized professional development and resource opportunities right around the time that we got connected with the foundation and the network. So it was really a great time to be able to work hand in hand to establish CASE in the area of community college advancement, as well as helping the foundation and the network. So really it was and continues to be a win-win situation for everyone in that regard. So thank you so much for giving the overview of network benefits. I'm going to move on and talk to you a little bit about some of the additional benefits that come along with your dual membership with CASE and the network. So as Constance mentioned, you do get a special discounted rate at the Conference for Community College Advancement in California every year. However, with membership, there is discounted registration for more than 200 professional development opportunities each year. Through CASE, through the DC office here, we put together about 60 to 70 larger scale conferences, but there are a whole slew of other workshops and other training opportunities as well. So be sure to check out our website under conferences and take a look at what those might look like. The special registration rate we've mentioned a couple times, but we can't possibly hype that up enough. Constance already referenced what a great value that is for members, so cannot overstate that enough. There are also publication discounts in the CASE store. CASE does its own original publishing as well as offering some other publications in the advancement area in the CASE store. So by all means, take a look at that if you are looking into specifically areas when it comes to developing an annual fundraising plan or alumni relations or any of those types of things pertaining to your advancement operations. There's a whole slew of resources there available to you. CASE also has an entire research arm that participates in original research. We just recently closed and published our results for our first survey for community college grants offices, but we have also done community college specific surveys regarding alumni relations and community college foundations as well. So when you are a CASE member, then you have access to all of those information, the surveys, results, the white papers, etc. One of the things that we constantly hear from our members over and over is that one of the great benefits that is provided through CASE is the opportunity to network at a lot of those professional development opportunities, the conferences and workshops and other things that we provide. We do really work very hard to ensure that there are ample opportunities for our conference attendees to network and to meet together and to build those key relationships, because there is nothing that beats the chance of being able to pick up the phone and call somebody, whether they're across the town, across the street, or across the country, to talk about a current challenge that you're facing and how they may have addressed that. Really is a hugely powerful benefit that comes with membership here. We also have a full awards and recognition program. We've recently released our 2018 Circle of Excellence Awards. It is a huge awards program. We receive over 3,000 submissions for that every year, but we do always encourage everyone to submit for that. This is not a winner-takes-all type of a competition. It's all judged on a bronze, silver, or gold appropriations. So you may have a certain category in Alumni Relations magazine for community colleges, for example. You might have 5 submissions, and 2 of them might be silvers, or 3 of them might be bronzes. So it is certainly not a winner takes all. They are all judged on their own merits. We also have other awards as well. We have educational fundraising awards and a variety of others as well. So by all means, take a look at our website and see what other opportunities may be available to you there. The online sample collections is a reference to the case library, and I will consistently tell everyone and anyone that this is CASE's best kept secret, not by anything that we're trying to do, because every time I talk to somebody, I trump up the benefits of the case library. But we have a team of case librarians who not only curate the content that we get through that awards program, but they also pull in content from outside of CASE and throughout CASE. And so anytime anybody has a question regarding MOUs or board compositions or alumni relations engagement or donor prospecting or major gifts or unrestricted giving, I might take a look in the CASE website and find a few things, but I know without a shadow of a doubt that if I reach out to one of the CASE librarians, they're going to find me a host of other resources that are out there that I would have never been able to find before. So I always tell people that if you have a question, pick up the phone and call your colleagues that you've met through other networking opportunities, but certainly keep in mind the CASE library, because they are such a gem of a resource that we have available. Last on this slide, we've got complimentary webinars. I think at this point we have over 140 advancement-related webinars that are free to our members. And so I always recommend people to take a look at what we have, get your department or your office together, do a webinar Wednesday party, get everybody together 10 o'clock in the morning, watch a webinar, have a conversation, and see how some of those webinars might be able to take your advancement office to the next level. We also provide access to the Federal Funding Task Force. I'll give you a little bit more information on what that entails shortly. Then there's also the CASE Library Staff Assistance, which I mentioned. There's also Digital Currents. Currents is the advancement-focused magazine that CASE puts out on a bi-monthly basis. So that has access to the digital version of Currents for all staff members with your membership. You also have access to the Community College Advancement e-newsletter. So that's also a bi-monthly e-newsletter that covers a variety of topics in advancement as they specifically pertain to community colleges. Another way that we promote networking among our community colleges is through our online advancement communities. We have 2 of those that are focused specifically on community colleges. One of them is a general advancement community for community colleges. We've got usually upwards of 2,000 members in that particular community. We also have our community focused on community colleges grants. So those of you who may have grant responsibilities, grant development responsibilities, or research development responsibilities in your job title, or may know somebody who does, by all means direct them over there. I've seen some very spirited discussions on anything from Title III to C Campus to line spacing in grant proposals. So there's a lot of things, a lot of benefits within that community as well. And always to see the full list of benefits, because even though I've talked a lot about a number of these things, there are a whole lot more that I haven't covered. You can see that full list of benefits at case.org/cc membership. I would be completely remiss if I didn't provide some save the date information for some of our key programming for community colleges this year. One, and first and foremost, as we've mentioned, the Conference for Community College Advancement, we are proud to say, is going to be held October 3rd through 5th in Palm Springs this year. And registration is open for that, so by all means, if you haven't already, I recommend that you register now for that. Within that program, you'll see the Community College Executive Symposium will be held October 4th and the 5th. This is an exclusive experience for community college executives, so those would be your campus CEOs, superintendents, presidents, chancellors. It specifically focuses and covers advancement-related topics as they pertain to community college leadership. So that will be held on October 4th through 5th. So if you can get your president or chancellor's ear, by all means, mention that to them and encourage them to attend. Federal Funding Task Force is happening this year, November 12th through the 15th. And as promised, here's a little bit more information on that. That program invites about 60 to 65 community college grant professionals to come to Washington, D.C. To volunteer their time to meet with federal agents and program officers and department representatives to advocate on behalf of community colleges and to explore possible federal funding opportunities available to them. And so they come, they meet, they work fast and furiously for those couple of days, and then they share the outputs of those meetings in our Federal Funding Task Force online report, which is then available to all of CASE membership as well. Right on the heels of the Federal Funding Task Force, on November 16th and 17th, we also will be offering the Conference for Community College Grant Professionals. So that will be a conference that is specifically focused on grant development tactics, best practices, etc. for community colleges. And moving it back to Constance for some California-specific opportunities.
Thanks so much, Mark. That conference really is exciting, and it's a great place to meet people. I do want to follow up on just one small point about the CASE librarians, because I've heard such wonderful things and I've seen the results of their work. However, I have not yet taken advantage of that because I keep finding that the CASE website is so easy to navigate and that the search function works so wonderfully well. The other day I went in and was asking myself, I wonder if there's been a study of salaries for foundation directors. And I typed in the word salary in the CASE search bar and was just really delighted with the results. It was exactly what I was looking for. It came immediately, and it was a scientifically done study that was cross-tabbed so that you could tell foundation director by size of institution and by location. Incredible, really incredible resource. And again, I searched one word, got exactly what I was looking for. So CASE, Mark, you're doing a great job. Thank you so much. Back to the California-specific sessions. This is a nice aspect to the CASE conference, that because we are California and we have quite a few foundations, we find that we can offer an opportunity for California-specific topics at the conferences each year. This year we'll be hosting California Promise, retooling after AB 19. What role can a foundation play in passing a successful bond measure? As we all know, AB 19, very hot topic, and we should know by the end of June whether that's actually funded through the governor's budget. Don't want to be remiss to skip over that first one, that California Welcome Reception. The network does love to play host to an evening soiree. This will be a really nice, casual, relaxed atmosphere. The venue CASE has chosen this year, the Westin Mission Hills, is just gorgeous and has a lot of outdoor spaces with beautiful weather. We'll take advantage and host a ticketed event that night where you can come and just rub elbows with your foundation directors and other advancement professionals. There's no agenda that night. There's no program. It's just a night to get together and get to know each other. More details about tickets for that will come out with marketing this summer. A lot of that will be, again, distributed via that listserv, so you want to make sure that you're on that. In addition, I'll go in a little bit to the next slide about membership renewal. Membership renewal is underway for July 1 through June 30 is our membership year. And so you should have already received an invoice for your network membership. Those were sent out in the last few weeks. If you haven't received one yet, please do be in touch. We'll make sure we have updated contact information for your institution. You can send that information to info@nccfweb.org. Those dues, again, one low price, you're getting membership in network and CASE. And because you are part of California, you are paying less than some institutions are paying for just CASE membership elsewhere. So wonderful, wonderful benefits of being part of this network. And what's next? So again, it's time to renew or join. These links are live. So this webinar will be posted on the website, but you'll be able to find other links to submit your membership online if that's the way you prefer. Also, you can register right now for that conference in October. I believe even hotel rooms have now been opened up. Make sure you don't miss out. We want to see you there in October. Other than that, we're going to wrap it up by asking for your questions via email or anytime via phone. Here's the information to contact CASE directly when you have questions about your CASE membership. You can call member support or talk directly to Mark Westenberg about programs and services. And finally, also network support. This is how to get in touch with us here at the network. That info@ email address is monitored every day. We look forward to hearing from you. And again, give us a call anytime with any questions. With that, I want to thank my counterpart, Mark, so much for joining me today. Thanks again, Mark, for all that you do and for all that you bring to the network. And thanks to everybody for joining us today.
All right, thank you one and all, and thanks to you, Constance, for all that you do, and we'll look forward to seeing you and everyone else out there in Palm Springs this October. Thank you very much.